everybody, we're in Midway, British Columbia at the Kettle River Museum.
And we're here with Wendy, the museum curator, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the museum and all the wonderful artifacts here and the history. So we hope you enjoy this one. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
So first I'd like to welcome you to the Kettle River Museum, and it's in Midway, British Columbia. And we see a large number of people go through this museum. This museum is extremely lucky because it has the backing of the village of Midway, the residents, the volunteers, you know, the board. Everybody is just amazing of what they do for this museum. This station, this was the second one that was built. The first one was in 1901. Not too sure what happened to the first one. And then this one was built in 1909. So inside the station building, we have a section where the ladies were on the one side, and then we have there was the baggage, obviously was in there at in one section, and then on this side over here we have where most people entered on that side, and then you'll see where there's a few pieces in there where they collected the mail, and you've probably tried out the bell. It's very loud. Yeah. And then there's a section where they worked, and you'll see there's the Morse code is in there.
Okay.
Then there's the living quarters are in the back, and there's a kitchen, and there's a laundry. They have a laundry display back there. And what was normally in the living quarters for the living room is the provincial police. So they're in there, and there's some information on William McMinn, who was the first provincial police. And so there's a lot of different things that they had a very busy, the Camp McKinney gold robbery, there's information here on that. So that's basically it for what's in that building.
Okay. What makes this unique? We've heard it.
Mile Zero. Okay, Mile Zero, people come here to start their biking. It's mostly mountain biking, and they travel along the Kettle Valley Railway. It's actually I call it the Trans-Canada Trail. I know they have a new name, but the old-fashioned Trans-Canada Trail. And they go through here, they register here, and then we can follow to make sure that they reach their destination. If they don't come back and pick up their car, we are going to be calling them, calling somebody to go find them. So they can go all the way to, they can go to Castlegar, or the other way, they can go all the way to Kelowna, go through McCullough, and so it's quite nice.
So it's known as Mile Zero here.
Yeah, Mile Zero, yes.
Perfect. Tell us about
the caboose. Isn't it lovely?
Yes.
Inside, it's just so nice. It has as you open up all the little doors, you see the washroom and the freezer compartment and the fridge and the stove. It's just little things that you don't really think about. You just assume you just must come. You have to see this to really appreciate the amount of work that people have put into the exhibits, and there's a lot of history in Midway. They do have some other interesting history here as well, that they had railway was here. The first one that was here, the Kettle Valley Railway, was a subsidiary to the CPR. And when they had a railway little war brawls happening here, when the VV&E that wanted to run from Spokane up into Midway area, they wanted to they wanted to come up, and then there was a clashing of who's going to have, or are they going to let them come in?
Great.
So there's some really interesting stories on that, and it's very, a lot of nice little stories happened here.
We certainly agree. There is so many more stories to be learned about the Kettle River Museum. Over the years, we have traveled through Midway many times and passed by this museum, but today was special. We decided to stop to see what was behind those red buildings, to learn about the history, and see the start of Mile Zero of the Kettle Valley Railway. We really wanted to say thank you to Wendy for taking the time at the end of her day to spend a few minutes with us to tell you about some of the history of Midway and the importance of the KVR.
Hi everyone, we're here in downtown Greenwood. Greenwood was incorporated as a city, and it's one of the few cities that's this small in all of British Columbia. This is what makes it unique. Lots of history of mining in the area, as well as a giant smelter was built here in 1915. So I hope you enjoy this little shot of Greenwood. So we're on the original Copper Street in downtown Greenwood, and this is an amazing building here. This was a saloon. I don't know if you can really see behind me, but it's one of the unique, prominent buildings of downtown Greenwood. This is a unique find. It's a coffee shop, Copper Eagle, and it's got great coffee here. And yes, they do drive this vehicle every day. It gets a workout, and it parks in front of the Copper Eagle.
Testing, testing. How are you today?
Well, if you're ever in Grand Forks, British Columbia, you have to stop at Jitters. Jitters makes one of the best coffees we've ever had.
Okay, this is a test. Test, test. Hello, hello.
Do I sound like a crazy person?
No. We do this all.